If you listen to Michelle Obama's impassioned 24-minute-long video message this week, you know it's not an easy time to be a rich lady living in a $12 million oceanside estate on Martha's Vineyard right now. No, it's not. America is racist, Michelle Obama told us. In fact, it's so bad that white supremacists are out there on the streets wrecking businesses almost every night. Some of them are stealthy. They even have BLM tattoos and want to abolish the police. It's all a cover, though. Michelle Obama assures us this is the radical right. As if we needed more evidence of that, last night in suburban Wisconsin, these same white supremacists struck again. Just like we saw in Portland and Kenosha and Minneapolis, they were disguised as Joe Biden voters. They threw rocks into people's living rooms and attacked the police. Things got so bad that authorities wanted the National Guard to set up a protective perimeter around City Hall. Just to show you how terrifyingly true Michelle Obama's warning was, we have butted her statements side by side with footage from last night near Milwaukee. Watch this.
And they're pinning it all on what's been an overwhelmingly peaceful movement for racial solidarity. Only a tiny fraction of demonstrations have had any violence at all. So what the president is doing is once again patently false. It's morally wrong, and yes, it is racist.
Ooh. Patently false, morally wrong, and yes, racist. Well, we wouldn't want to be that. And we don't want to disappoint Michelle Obama. But we do want to give you some details on the rioting. We just showed you video of it. It happens practically every day in America, but we just want to target this one specific outbreak of it. So prosecutors announced yesterday they were not going to charge a police officer in the shooting death of a 17-year-old African-American man called Alvin Cole. Prosecutors said that Cole had fired a shot with a stolen handgun. When he did that, the police officer, who, by the way, is also black, returned fire. Based on all the evidence, the judicial process worked its way through and no charges were brought. That's the way it's supposed to work, but nobody cares about the facts because a long time ago, rich partisans like Michelle Obama told them that facts don't matter. And we're only now starting to see the consequences. At last night's debate, Mike Pence did something very few Republicans have been willing to do. He rejected out of hand the idea that America is fundamentally a racist nation, systemically racist, whatever that is, and he defended the police, who Democrats tell us are targeting some Americans by skin color.
And I must tell you, this presumption that you hear consistently from Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, that America is systemically racist, and that, as Joe Biden said, that he believes that law enforcement has an implicit bias against minorities, is a great insult to the men and women who serve in law enforcement.
That's true. Meanwhile, because everything is irony, Kamala Harris and many other Democrats are advocating for actual systemic racism in our largest state. California will vote this November on something called Proposition 16. It's a ballot initiative that would repeal the state's ban on racial discrimination in college admissions, government hiring, contracting. Ward Connerly is fighting that ballot initiative. He's the president of Californians for Equal Rights, something all Americans should believe in. He joins us tonight. Ward Connerly, thanks so much for coming on.
Hi, Tucker.
So this conversation about systemic racism is being pushed by people who want to repeal a ban on racism. What do you make of that?
Well, I make that hypocrisy and the use of race or use of identity, primarily racial identity, as the basis for public policy has reached a scary level. Yeah. Those who are practicing this are frightening the hell out of a lot of people who wake up every day thinking that the police are out to get them, that people that they had lunch with are white, who are white, are in fact their enemies and are pretending to like them. We're at war in my great state of California with those that are identified as progressives. And I try with all my might to make sure that partisan politics does not enter into our campaign. But I would be derelict if I didn't tell you that those on the progressive left are ripping asunder any semblance of order that we had in our state. And their agenda is really pretty clear. If you look at the ballot voter guide, the premise is made that white men have too much wealth and power. They control too many companies that are getting public contracts, that Asians have too many seats at the University of California. Their view is that of representation and equity. Our view is a matter of equality. They say that equality is a failed experiment, in quotes. Well, the founders didn't believe that it would be an experiment. Lincoln didn't think it was an experiment. Dr. King didn't think it was an experiment. I, along with millions of other black people, didn't think that equality was an experiment.
That's right.
But we're fighting right now, Tucker, over the question of whether we're going to treat people as individuals or whether we're going to unleash racism that didn't exist. We don't have systemic racism in the state of California, yet they're pretending that it is, and they're using a lot of weasel words like diversity and affirmative action, which should be winding down. We should be unwinding affirmative action, not turbocharging it, as Senator Harris is trying to do.
It's also dystopian. And you are fighting a lonely fight. And Godspeed. Wirt Connerly, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.